vibrato and that thorny subject. Lots of opinions about it, lots of ideas how to practice it. I'm just going to share with you one of the ways that I help my students and put this into their practice so that they can add it into pieces as they see fit. Okay, why should we practice vibrato? Well, we want to make sure that we can control it so that we don't have a one-size-fits-all for every piece, because all the pieces that we want to play are going to have different emotions, require different expression as well. So really important that we don't just learn how to wobble on the flute, but we make a conscious decision about how much to use, how wide it should be, and where we're going to use it. So first things first, we need to make sure that we're taking a proper breath to create the sound. So if you want to have a look at my video of taking a natural and instinctive breath, that will help you make sure that you get the air down to the bottom of the lungs. Therefore, when we use these abdominal muscles, they can help to push that air out. Right, let's find these abdominal muscles that we're going to use to get the air out. You can call it your diaphragm, I suppose, but remember your diaphragm is an involuntary muscle, so really we have to think about the muscles around the torso to help that diaphragm work freely as it sees fit. So think of having a little feather on your hand and just blowing that feather off. There, you can feel the sensation of that coming from further down than just up here. So do that several times so you can identify these muscles as a starting point. All right, let's transfer this onto your flute. So we want to make a nice sound. Start somewhere in the lower register to begin with. It's a little bit easier to control. Play your ordinary note and then blow that feather off of your hand. And try and make the fluctuation as clear as possible. So really extreme at this point. Okay, once you've got that, take your trusty metronome. Probably somewhere around crotchet equals 60. Find your pulse with that. Turn it up a bit. Okay, then we're going to try and add these pulses into our playing rhythmically. Take a full breath. To begin with, it's probably going to feel a little bit uneven, a little bit odd. You might even crack a couple of notes, whatever. Just keep working on that until it feels stable. Then we're going to put it on. We're going to try and divide that now into quavers. Then into triplets. Then it starts to get a little bit harder. Let me switch the metronome off. So as we start to move these pulses a little bit faster, it becomes almost impossible to do it purely with our abdominal muscles. You'll find that that will start to lift up a little bit. What we want to do is to avoid Larry the Lamb. You want to make sure it's not stuck in your throat. But as the pulses get a little bit faster, you'll feel it coming up into the sort of chest cavity as well. Remember, you will want to use different speeds of vibrato for different pieces as well. So this is why we have to be able to switch it on and switch it off and change the speed of it. So stick with your same crotchet pulse. Once you've divided it into 3, go to 4, 5, 6. So once you feel like you've got some control over the rhythm of the pulses, you then want to practice letting it naturally vibrate. So I'm practicing that with different sounds. Different dynamics as well. It's harder to get that to be clear in the upper registers as well. So I would start again with your metronome on single pulses into quavers, triplets, semi-quavers, etc. Until you start to hear the difference there. Definitely have a look at the video on what not to do in vibrato. So it's important that it's used tastefully and it's not too obtrusive with the message that you're trying to get across in the piece. Woodwind players, brass players, string players and singers all use vibrato in their playing to create expression, add expression as well. So listen to some of your favourite performances and notice how the vibrato is used in different types of music, and at what points in the music, so that you can start to consider how you would add that tastefully into your pieces.